Right, how are we doing? So, this is what we've got today. Mountfield auction. Got this from in a bit of a state. I have cheated. I'll give it a little go beforehand. Smokes like buggery. The self-propelled actually works. It's a key start this. I don't have a key for it. So what we'll do is we'll see if we can give it a fire up. Then you see how we go. But at the moment, I can only keep it going with a primer. We never got a spark, obviously with compression. Let's get the carb off, get that in the ultrasonic. While that's doing, we'll give it a clean and we'll see where we go from there. I'll bring you back when I get the carb on the table and we'll have a look at that. Right, let's have a look in here then. See if it's even got an air filter. It has. Have you seen it? Oh my god. That is not going to help. That is absolutely not going to help. The chances are the jets are all clogged in this. May have lacquered up. I don't know how long it's been kept. I don't know how old this fuel is in here. So we'll just see if I have a look, can't we? That's as simple as that. Pull this shroud off. And make sure the throttle lever is all the way one way or the other, so that way when you put it back you know pretty much where you're up to. This is great, this is on a separate housing there. A lot of the times they're not. That's good. Right, let's have a look at this. Oh yeah, it's just full of stuff. Let me go and get my torch. We'll put it in a better position. Right then, let's have a look at this. Let's clamp this off. Problem with clamping the hoses, sometimes they're brittle, and then once you do this, you've ruined them. But so what? You just put another one on, don't you? That's there. Let's see if these ones will do the job. Wider ones would be better, but hey ho. Use the hose clamp ones, would be better. I'll get that with a screwdriver in a minute. Let's take this off here. Just got a blotch of all the dirt going into the engine from through here, but I don't know. There's a limit sometimes how much you clean them off beforehand. I mean, you should definitely clean them off so they don't do it now, I'm not saying that, but I could run this engine, it smoked like hell, and don't want to strip it down and put rings on it. Actually, normally I wouldn't do. If it was help, then yeah, I'd probably do it, but we'll see anyway. Take that off. There we go. Carb off. So we will break this open. I'll set it up better, get the camera set up so you can see better, We'll break this open. Then I'll put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Normally in the ultrasonic, I just use washing up liquid. It's a heated one and then heat it up. But I'll actually, somebody recommended some hard surface cleaner now. Whether it's any good or not, we don't know. I'm going to give it a go on this one anyway. But we'll come back to that. Okay, let's have a look at this then. Let's open up and see what it's like inside. Oh, it's pretty loose. The fuel smells a little bit old, but it actually doesn't smell horrendous, I reckon. Obviously somebody's put some in to try it first. Ah, water. Can you see the colour of that? Water in it. Plus other gunk as well. So it might literally be that why it wasn't running properly. It needs cleaning anyway, so some small pliers. Pour that on there. Yeah, see it all. And these they're just a pickup for the fuel. So they have holes in the centre here and here. So we'll have a check at them. That's actually clear. I can see all the way through that. I don't know if you can on there, but I can. We'll give it a clean anyway. And obviously, if I can take that off, I don't have any of those at the minute. We'll get that cleaned anyway. Let's put this in. Put that in my tub. That's not seized in or anything. So, no fuel in that. Give them a shake because if they're cracked, they'll soak fuel in, and then that way they won't work properly. They'll sink rather than be buoyant, and obviously that'll flood your engine or whatever. That's the original one in there as well. Metal tip on that. Now, a lot of the times you have a jet in here you can screw out. I can't actually see it on this one. Oh, that's broke. We need to change that. There is not one in this, so I'm going to just see if I can push this jet down. If I can or not. And then we can see if there's any other holes in it. Pickups or not. I'm not sure if there is. I can't on that. So we're just going to have to send that through the cleaner. Yeah, that's a shame that's broke there. So at some point, obviously we'll have to change the gasket on this. Let me get a knife. Let's take that off if I can. You can just squirt them out with carb cleaner, compressed air. I always do the ultrasonic. It really gets in there. Obviously using a blade, gotta watch you don't scratch things. And then cause more problems further down the line. Yeah, so that's about. So we need to get another one of that. We'll get all the numbers off this later. There's no even other jets on the outside. A lot of times you have the jets on the outside you can do, so we're just going to have to put this in. This I'm a bit wary of. It didn't leak. I don't want it leaking. Can I pull it off? If I can pull it off safely now, I'll do that. But if I don't think I can, and I don't think I can, I'm just going to risk it and put it in the cleaner. No, I'm going to just put it in the ultrasonic cleaner like that. So let's get that in there. It's going to be on. I'm going to set it for about, I don't know, 20 minutes, something like that, and then we'll put it back together. Here's actually, before I put it in the cleaner, I have a box with all carb cleaning stuff in, tools, picks, everything. Let's just give this a clean out before we put it in there. But that was clear all the way through there. but how clear this is, I have no idea. And I do have a finer cleaning one somewhere. I'll give it a go, but I was just showing you that anyway. There's a hole. It's basically a pickup, and there's a hole at the bottom. So always check these, because literally your carb could be fine, but it's this. I mean, this definitely would have been a problem, but all of that liquid that was in there, the water as well. So let's give it a clean and get back to it. So excuse the noise, ultrasonic cleaner. But I thought when I mentioned about my carburettor cleaning box and things that I have, so all of the accessories here, some in here obviously for opening, spark checkers, I have some screwdrivers in here that are ground down, I'll move that for in carburetors. Now what I do is I keep some old stuff, so if this came off in one OK, I would have obviously replaced it, but I would have kept it. The reason I would have, so if I get something I'm repairing and there's no gasket on it, so I know I can do something, it might not be 100%, but it's better than nothing. I do that just for testing purposes, so always worth keeping, but just keep them separate and make sure you know it's old and used. But yeah, so then I have a lot of the different stuff in here, some odd filters, a lot of filters in other places. Obviously, these are some finer cleaners in here for the carbs. Picks like this, but a lot finer. So yeah, that's pretty much what's in here. Just thought I'll give you a show anyway, and then you can see what it is. Okay, here we go. Right, the carb out the ultrasonic cleaner. I tried that new stuff. We'll soon see how it is inside. So this looks clean. I've blown it through now. Just blew it through. That's clear, so that's good. I'm going to drain a tank, and I brought a jug, so we'll have a look in that and just see whether the moisture that was in this actually was already in the carb and somebody had tried to put fuel in it before it went up for auction, or whether it came from the tank. But you can see that's a massive difference in there already, but obviously even just emptying out and getting rid of that water. So I've blown it through. We'll get this back together. What I do is you've got needle and seat. Now there's the needle. I just brought it out. Some have rubber tips. This has got a metal tip, and you can see it's dirty here. I'm going to clean it off, but before I do that, I'm going to, inside is obviously a rubber seat. Now it didn't seem to be leaking fuel past into that. I smelt the oil in the engine. It didn't smell of fuel, but let's clean it out anyway. Got to be careful with that being whatever it's made out of, but not a lot of times the brass and the rubber will be on this, you see, but not. We'll just be careful with that. Normally what I'd use, carb cleaner, one of these, and give it a drill out. I'm not going to do that on this. I'm going to, let's not mend what's not broke probably. I'm just literally going to get this, clean it out, see if there's any gunk, and see from there. This other cleaner that I've just tried could have done who knows what. I don't think it will have done, but we'll give it a go. So we'll do that. I'm going to put this back together. Well, I'll do it with you now, I suppose. I was going to say there's a million other videos, but while I'm doing it, we do that. I'm just going to clean this off, so I'm going to get some carb cleaner on this, give this a squirt. If this is gunked up as well, you see what can happen is it stick in the chamber, and if it sticks in the chamber, it can stick open, stick closed. You won't get any fuel, or you can constantly get fuel and it leak. And what it'll do then is, if it constantly leaks, if the float's been held low, it'll leak past through the chambers and actually into the engine. That way it'll go in your oil and well, no good obviously. So I'm going to clean this off, and basically we'll come back to it. So I'll give it a bit of clean off. We'll see how this goes. I mean, this mower is never going to be for resale anyway. This is for me. I've got quite a bit of an area to mow, so it's an extra mower. I didn't even see it on my radar, and it came up, and I thought, well, give it a go. So we'll put that in there. I have got coming up, hopefully I'll get to it in the next few days, so I don't know when I'll be able to post it. I work on petrol stuff most of the time. I do phone screens, things like that. But when it comes to mowers or it doesn't have to be a mower. This is just a mower now. But there is a mower, and it's a battery one. And somebody's messaged me. They bought it, brand spanking new, mowing, cuts the grass, but doesn't pick up any grass whatsoever. So I was like, how can it cut it and not pick it up? So I've been to have a look, and you're not going to believe it. I'm not going to tell you now. Absolutely, post it down if you want what you think it'll be. Why? Absurd, crazy it is. But yeah, have a see. Couldn't believe it. But I'm going to put this back together, and we'll put it on. Let's see what happens. There's the fuel out the tank. No water whatsoever. Crystal clear. A little bit yellow. Ignore the dirt bits. That was me dropping in off the pipe. So yeah. So that goes to show that moisture must have already been in the bottom of the car, maybe. Which happens. So we'll get it on the floor. I'm not going to use that old air filter. Obviously sucking up God knows what. I'm going to try it just without. Give it a go. Let's see what happens. See you in a sec. Okay, so carb's on. Back on the floor. Let's have a see. I know I said I was going to clean it, but I got half a bale of straw off. That'll do for now. Let's see what happens. Don't find me. Okay, as we can see, it was fighting me there. So I actually lost the footage. I took the car back off. I put it in with my cleaner I normally do, which is just washing up liquid, and I put it back on. And let's give it a go. So one of the jets was still clogged up with that other cleaner. So yeah, don't mend what's not broke, as they say. There we go, running. It's hunting a little bit, so it could be a little bit of dirt still in that. I'll run it and see how it goes. But yeah, great. As I say, this is just for me round some of the area where I've got. So I'm probably going to give it a bit of a spray, just make it look a little bit neater. And take it from there. Oh, and I'll tell you what else I did do. I did weld that up, and again, that was with the footage. We're taking the car back off, unfortunately. What I'll do, I'm going to give it a bit of a clean up, bit of a spray up, and then we'll go and get it cut in. But you can see there's no smoke coming out, which tells me it was just stored wrong, and there was obviously some residue of oil in the exhaust there. So when it heats up, it's just burning it off. So that's fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Right, well, I'll bring you back then.